I will be number one, at least that's the goal. In Flight Sim 2020, I tried to get number one in landing challenges and that did not go well. But that sim had been out for years, so thousands and thousands of people had done each challenge. Now, in Flight Sim 2024, we have a new set of landing challenges, but since it just came out, a lot less people have done them, and people are doing career mode and exploring the world, all of the things that the sim has to offer. So I'm gonna jump on the opportunity to jump in one of these and see if we can get the number one rank. So let's get into it. So scrolling through these, I don't wanna do a crazy wind one because I don't think that's gonna work. I do like the Cessna Caravan. I think it's a relatively easy plane to fly, and it looks like the top score is 1.4 million, which the top possible score is 2 million. So we have a lot of headroom here, and here we are. This first one, I'm not quite naive enough to think we'll be able to do it on first try. Now, there is a decent amount of wind here, so it'll be interesting to see if I'll be able to make anything decent out of this at all. The top score is under 1.5 million. So I think if it's possible in any of them, this is a pretty good one to do it, considering I don't have to get an absolutely insane score. Now, runway is here on the left. I almost said right. Let's see. I assume this is how it wants me to come in, just like this. Let's see what happens. We may try some external view attempts as well, and it doesn't look like they have the little blue. Oh, they do. I'm supposed to come from the other direction. Okay, so you can see the blue square on the runway. It wants me to go up and around. I thought we were going to go straight in. Okay, like I said, this first attempt will probably not be the successful one, but let's start our turn here. Let's get a little more flaps going, but let's get a judgment of how hard this is going to be from our first one. We're definitely a little bit fast here. Here we go. Come on. Don't touch down yet. Ooh, the wind is, we're touching down very late. Just ignore that. The wind is very, I mean, like, once you get down though, once you get low enough like that, it's really not a big deal. So our center line, whoa, I wonder. So if I go full brakes, we wobble like crazy. That's interesting. Okay, that was the first attempt. It's going to be bad, but let's see how bad it is. So we essentially have to double our score. Wow, that put me at rank 14. We're definitely going to be able to do this. Okay, change of plans. We're going to Lukla now. I could obviously get a better score in that other one, but the amount of tries it would take would be, I think, astronomical. Now, Lukla, the high score is 1.5 million. I've landed at Lukla countless times. And again, this is the Caravan. So I think if we have any shot of doing this, this might be it. The weather doesn't look horribly awful either. Let's see what happens. So here we are, Lukla, first try, little bit of crosswind. That touchdown spot I am very familiar with. We've landed many an airliner here. So if I can't do it with the Caravan, I just suck. I think that's the conclusion. So we're gonna try to stay a little bit high like we are right now before we get to this touchdown zone. Here we go, 60 knots. Ooh, okay. Little bit early. We also got a stall warning and not quite center line, but that still might be a better overall score than any of the ones on the last place we did. Let's see what that was like. That was awful. I cannot believe my other one was so bad. I think it was the touchdown smoothness was just horrible. It was very rough. So I think we can improve that here though. Let's see what happens. Again, just a little bit of wind here. Nothing too crazy. High-ish approach again. Do you want to avoid the stall this time? I think that wind did kind of make our plane want to stall. Here we go. Ooh. Rough for sure, but decently center line and maybe a better landing zone as well. Let's see what kind of score that gets. Oh, don't tip. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so right at around 1 million. So I think we can. Does it tell me what I did? It doesn't tell me what I did. So all we need is where we're landing. So touchdown zone, center line, landing smoothness. It says landing orientation. So also it wants me to, I guess, put a little bit of rudder in. It's not really enough wind to need it, but let's go. Okay, I've kind of lost track of our attempts here, but we're back at it again. I'm going to come a little bit shallower like we did last time. I didn't put any rudder input before we touched down on our last one. I think because it said landing orientation compared to the runway matters. Like when you touch down, a little more power. I want to put a little rudder before we touch down. Hopefully get a decent landing precision. Here we go. Oh, very smooth, but a little bit off center line. Come back. I'm scared to put sharp rudder movements in because I feel like they're going to just ruin our score, but let's see. 1.3! Rank number 4. Okay, and that wasn't nearly as center line as I thought it would need to be for 1.3. Okay, let's go again. And for the record, on this next one, I'm gonna try an external view and just see what happens. But like I said, for the record, I think this is a bad idea and will probably be a much worse score, but at least I can see externally exactly where I'm touching down and exactly how centered we are and how much rudder I need to put in to nail the runway. External view, let's keep my airspeed up a little bit. We're gonna see how it goes. We are coming in, adding throttle on. Come on. Oh, that's terrible. It is so much harder in external view. Oh my gosh, that was awful. That's gonna be like a 200,000 score. Goodness gracious. Yep, scratch that one. Now that external attempt was terrible, but I figured maybe if I position my camera lower like this so I can actually see where my wheels are and the perspective of the plane a little better, maybe we'll do better. So this will be our last external attempt unless it's a really good score because it does seem more difficult overall. Slow down a little bit. Little rudder in. Oh! Ah! Yeah, external's impossible. I'm calling it right now. There's no way me or anyone else is getting the best score in it. Well, maybe somebody is. Challenge failed. Whatever. Next one. That wasn't going to be good anyway. You know what? I'm going to try with not full flaps. See if maintaining a little more speed helps us. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Maybe that is the key. Less flaps. Maybe that's the idea. Let's see. What? See, that was by far my best landing, and I have no way of knowing what I did worse or better. I have no way to know. Okay, we're going back to full flaps now. We did a few tries with one notch, but now I'm using aileron trim as well. In theory, I don't even know what I'm saying. In theory what, Aaron? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. That was incredibly smooth. Center line, maybe an itty bit late. Just an itty bit late. Please, 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 please. That felt really good. I'm gonna cry, man. It is a morale booster though. It was perfect. We were a tiny bit late. We have 90,000 points to go. We were like an inch touchdown too late. So we're gonna do aileron trim, rudder trim, and touchdown to the right spot, and we got it, okay?
2,000 years later.
That felt pretty good. Come on. Pretty center line. That was a kind of a weird touchdown, but beyond that, please. Oh. That is actually depressing. Okay. We're getting closer though. Let's do it. That was it. That has to be it. That was it. Come on. What? I wasn't even talking because I didn't think that was good in the slightest. Are you kidding me? Okay, so if you can't tell, this is day number 2. The lights were off because I was just sitting here watching YouTube and doing it over and over. That attempt did not even feel good, and we got 1.6 million. So this took 3.5 hours, which is probably the longest it's taken for me to film any long form video. And that was very difficult. By the time this video is out, maybe I'm beaten. If not, I challenge you guys, go try to beat my score. I don't even know the total number of attempts. It was some insane number. Number 1 in the world in a landing challenge. That's a first for me.